Alright, time for my round 3 game of this month's MSEM GP. I'm playing against PTM, who is on Burn, and they're on the build of Burn that has more creatures, or the build that isn't on Neon Claw Knight. I'm actually not sure if the matchup is better or worse for me because they're on that build instead. I think the matchup in general is not favored for me because so basically my plan is that I need to line up all my answers one for one with other threats, and if I can do that, then eventually I'll be able to turn a corner. If they match overwhelm me, then that's bad for me. The fact that I'm cat-tripping so much, like, if I spend my early turns cat-tripping, that means I'm not answering their things, which is bad for me. Alright, they're definitely taking their time to get started. I really want to be on the play, because this is a very play-draw dependent matchup. I am on a play, but I can't answer their 1-drop. Do I still keep this? No, I don't think I can keep this hand. I don't have enough answers. This hand's also really slow. Do I have to go down to 5? I think I do. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, I have to go down to 4 now. I mean, this hand has answers, so it could have been worse. I need to keep 4 though, so... what 4 do I want? I think Lose Your Mind is actually too slow right now. Even though I have to go down pretty far. So what? I need these guys for... Because I need mana, I need Void Clear for my turn 1 answer, and I guess I just keep 1 more digging spell. What's the best digging spell here? Or maybe I just keep Lose Your Mind, because... I mean, like, how else am I going to sequence this? Or actually, do I need to turn 1 Void Clear? I don't really need to turn 1 Void Clear. I guess they could Banish Companion me, but that's only... Like, I can't just spend turn... I mean, they're definitely going to turn 1 play a creature, and I kill that, right? So then turn 2, I'm doing card draw plus keep it wherever I find. So then that means I guess these guys get bottom. Yeah. Alright, hopefully this works out for me. Okay, they do have Banish Companion, cool. So that was the 1 for 1. I need this to... Okay, well, that's actually really fortunate for me that I found another Void Flare. These cards are useless because I need more answers. Perfect Glance is technically an answer for next turn. The problem is that now I'm out of gas, so I need to top deck something like Lose Your Mind. I simply just, like, I just don't have the ability to 1 for 1 everything they do. Maybe they play a 2-drop and okay, cool. Okay, well, I mean, I'm still keeping up with all their stuff. Do I keep the island? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to keep the island in hand, but then that means I'm going to have to start top decking. I mean, so this is where top decking something like, I guess top decking Zirrktide will be really good, right? Yeah. Okay, well, hoping for the best, I guess. Scorch, okay, that's not getting countered. Do they have a creature? They don't. Are they actually just... Do they just have a bunch of lands in hand now? I'm going to tap this first, so that I can possibly bounce it if I'm forced to draw a rail line. These cards aren't helpful for me right now. Mesmerize. Okay, I mean, that's another counter spell. And that's guaranteed to counter a burn spell because it targets me. Alright, I'll pass again. I mean, this is like setting me up to... Like, if I top deck Zirrktide, it looks pretty good for me. If they have, like, collaborative strike second hand or something like that, that's only played out... Or that's the only thing that makes sense for right now. Alright, they're up to 4 lands. Creatures are going to get countered, right? Yes. Hopefully they're not holding back a Rikiri Distant. Because I guess that would be the worst case scenario of a top... Okay, well, if all they're doing is throwing down burn spells, then that's fine. Oh, well, that's a really good top deck, although it can't counter the next thing they play, but, I mean, I managed to get Zirrktide into play, and plus it, so that they can't, like, if they make a creature, I'm still pretty safe. And I'm pretty sure they can't, like, so with Burn, every non-creature card maxes out at 3 damage per card, so they can't burn me out from 3 cards when I'm at 12. So I think I'm actually pretty safe here. Yeah, I think somehow I've managed to not lose this game. Which is, I mean, I got a really fortunate series of top decks. I top decked all the answers I needed, despite going down to 4. But now that Zirrktide's in play, I think I'm stabilizing. And I guess they also drew a bunch of lands. I mean, up to 5 mountains, so they did draw more than the average a number of lands that they wanted to draw, probably. Do I play this or do I keep it for discard fodder? Lose Your Mind doesn't make me discard anymore, so the only reason I would keep this is if I want to keep cards in hand for Anthos' Accomplice. Is that a top deck possibility that I want to play around? I don't think I really am that concerned about it. Yeah, I think I do just play out the mountain, because why not? And I'll keep Mesmerize for the burn spell that actually kills me. Crystal Caverns, okay. I don't really need to go above. Yeah, I don't really need to go above 4 lands right now, so I guess I just keep this in hand for discard fodder. Yeah, I'll go with that logic. And I mean, Zirrktide is definitely going the distance right now. Did they top deck another land? Oh, that's really unfortunate for them. Yeah, I mean, so I'm getting really good top decks and they're getting really bad top decks, and that's how I'm winning here. See Prophecy before combat just to see what I find. I mean, Zirrktide just wins on its own, so I don't actually need Loser Mind right now, although it would be kind of nice. I think it's safer to just take Void Flare, and yeah, it's safer to just take Void Flare, so I'm absolutely certain that it did plus Zirrktide yet. No, I haven't. It's safer to take Void Flare just to be absolutely sure that they don't have a way that they can beat me. And did they draw another land? It'd be really funny if they top deck a bunch of lands in a row. Scorch onto face. Do I need to counter that? Not really. They're dead next turn anyways, unless they have a way to kill these illusions. No, they're dead anyways to Void Flare. Crest doesn't really do anything. Alright, are they dead? Yeah, sure. I also have Void Flare. Alright, so that went pretty well for me. Somehow managed to win despite mulliganing down to 4, probably because they just top decked a bunch of lands in a row, which is pretty unfortunate for them. Anyways, post board, I want 1-mana counter spells, I want removal, I don't actually want that much removal though. What's not good? I don't want Crest. Zero was pretty good, but how many things does Metal Munch kill? It kills like some stuff, but not enough for me to be comfortable bringing it in. It killed 6 of your guys. Maybe that's enough? Probably not. Soul Pierce definitely comes in, because I need more 1-mana answers. I think surprisingly enough, well, Portal Factor probably comes out, because 2-mana counter spells are a lot worse than 1-mana counter spells in this matchup. I mean, Cursory Glance is still pretty good. They have Exhilarating Impressions. Do I need to plan around that? I mean, I can always just counter impressions with my usual suite of counter spells. Yeah, I think I take out Cursory Glance. Or, no, I think, yeah, take out Mesmerize here, because Cursory Glance counters everything that Mesmerize counters anyways. So just run this back, but replace some 2-mana counter spells with 1-mana counter spells. Or 2-mana answers with 1-mana answers. Yeah, that seems about right. So what's my opponent boarding about? Let's see. So they might bring in that thing, and they might bring in Scorching Combination, because it's a creature that I can't kill with my removal spells. So that forces me to counter it. I mean, if they get Scorching Combination down, my only answer is to bounce it and then try to counter it when it comes down again. Or no, this spell can't be countered. Scorching Combination that's definitely coming in, and that's going to be a huge problem for me, because I literally just can't answer it. This starting hand has Void Flare. I guess it's like keepable enough. Hopefully Accomplice finds me into more answers. Turn 1 Banish. Okay, and they're on the play, so I can't do anything about that. And that's actually a huge problem for me, because... Okay, well, I think I crack first because I want to start building up. Yeah, I want to start building up cards in graveyard. Or, wait, that's a misplay. I should have kept up Void Flare. Okay, well, I wasn't thinking through my plays that turn. Is it still recoverable? It's sort of. Maybe this forces them to play around Dispersal Snare. At least that's what I'm hoping. Like, hopefully they play 2 1-drops instead of 1 2-drop. If they jam Scorching Combination, there's not much I can do here about that. They're probably saving Scorching Combination though, because they need to pay a bit more to actually make it do stuff. And since it can't be countered anyways, they can just wait until they won't have anything better to do before dropping this Scorching Combination on me. Alright, if they play Recurity, I think, no matter what happens, I'm flashing an Antithesis and then trying to get the loot off so that I can, I have to bomb the island because I need red for Void Flare. They're just jamming, okay, yeah. Doing it now so that I don't take unnecessary damage. But that's like, I'm taking 2 extra damage I didn't need to take, which is not good. But maybe this digs me into more answers. Loser Mind it's whatever. Do they have non-basic, do they have like, what is it called? Civilization Cost in the deck anywhere? They don't, so I don't have to worry about non-basic hate. So just bomb this. I don't have answers this turn. Anya might actually be able to gang up on a double block sometime down the line. For now, I think I just play Mountain and hold up Void Flare, and then possibly flash and Panya, or do consider later this turn. Yeah, I mean, like Void Flare onto Recurity Distant, and then Panya getting up on Banish Companion could work. The only way they blow me out at instant speed is with Collaborative Strike, which if I kill some of their guys first, it doesn't do as much, or it doesn't cost as little. It might take if I kill Recurry-Distant and then they try to Collaborative Strike, I do get to take up their entire turn on that. So my main worry here is that if I do this play, what's their follow-up anyways? They could do Prescience follow-up, or well, like, no matter what they follow up with, I think it's always something that I can deal with, unless it's Prescience. If it's Prescience, then I guess I just need to win the game faster, or top deck Zirrat, except I'm not in a spot to actually cast Zirrat. That's bad. Okay, well, let's just get this thing out of the way first. So do I trade Panya plus Accomplice for Banished Companion, or do I wait a turn on that? Maybe I can still wait a turn on that, and then I can consider end of turn and get some Antithesis trigger too. I mean, he also prevents a collaborative strike blowout. But like, if they collaborative strike blowout me, am I fine with that outcome? Because that still prevents 3 damage, and next turn they're still going to have the blowout potential. I mean, so if I flash this thing in and they kill both my guys, what I'm basically doing is that I'm trading Panya plus Accomplice for 5 life. I think that is a worthwhile exchange, so I'll do it. Are they going to blow me out with Collaborative Strike? They aren't. Okay, cool. So my only answer to Prescience is to get Zirrat to is to top deck Zirrat and use it to bounce that, but that's actually not that bad for me if like that sequence happens. Next turn, Monkey Shine, spin 2 cards and then have Lose Your Mind up. Okay, I take 2 and just take some more. They might just be pushing lethal pretty soon. They do seem to be out creatures though, unless they're like intentionally keeping back creatures in hand. Oh, Austere Instructor. Okay, so the fact that they're able to push, well, they also have Rogar's Gambit in graveyard, so like they can, but at base they can push 3 damage per card, so they can push 9 damage next turn if they get, but they didn't draw a land, because if they did, they would have played it. Okay, so I think I start with Monkey Shines. If I find a counter spell off that, I'm just going to take it and Rail Lines. I can get Austere Instructor into play. I don't think that's useful right now though. That's not useful still. Consider is not going to give me enough. It's not going to give me the mana I need to cast the things I need. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a win for me. I guess I just end up turn Lose Your Mind and hope that works out for me. I have to hope they don't have lethal from hand, but they probably do. I mean, they could just whiff on top decking a land and then they're maxed at 6 damage this turn, but then that still doesn't stop them from just pointing a bunch of damage at face next turn. Or they could just have a carry yeah, maybe I should have done stuff pre-combat. Or maybe I should have gone Austere Instructor so I can prevent this team from hitting me, but whatever. And this is really bad for me because I didn't draw removal, so next turn I have to play through this thing and just take a punch up to the face. I mean, I can play Zirrat and bounce it, or can I? No, Zirrat's not cheap yet. So that means this turn I should have just gone, or last turn I should have just gone Austere Instructor, and trigger it, because then that lets me actually block this thing. Okay, so now what? Because I guess Austere Instructor trigger it puts me down. It puts me down to bolt range. Austere Instructor keep up Consider. I guess that's my best play here. Consider might find me an untapped land, but probably not worth it. Oops. Can I double? I definitely can't double, or I can't afford to double trigger it, because that puts me down. I mean, whatever they do, like they just bolt me and I literally can't cast spells anymore, so unless they don't have any bolts from hand, which they probably do, I'm in pretty big trouble. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. Maybe the bear play was to just seek Prophecy, dig for removal. Or, I mean, they could just have that, yeah. This technically does prevent Recurry-Distant from attacking me. Okay, well, they just have enough burn. Alright, yeah, that happens. Probably could have played better, but by opening on Void Flare and then doing stuff, I still don't think I want to bring in Crest. Yeah, I'm just going to run this again. Actually, the Dispersive Snare is still pretty good, because on my turn 1, I can keep this thing up. Actually, maybe Spell Pierce is the card that's not good here, because it doesn't hit enough things. I mean, it does hit half their cards. Like, Piercing and Burn Spell is still reasonably good for me. I guess I'll still keep it in. The fact that it didn't hit creatures makes it kind of annoying to use. Yeah, fine, I guess I'll go back to Cursed Glance over Spell Pierce. Hopefully that doesn't end up biting me. Alright, decent opening hand. I can Void Flare turn 1 and then Seek Prophecy, Dig for Stuff turn 2. Wayfarer Shrine does mean that Wayfarer Shrine needs to fetch red, but I guess that's fine. I mean, I could look for a better hand, but I think I'm happy enough with this hand that has the answers that I need early. Alternatively, I could start with Crystal Caverns, but then that's also pretty bad. Alternatively, I save Void Flare for RickyRister. No, that's probably bad. Right? Like, if they have a turn 1 thing, I just kill it and then worry about Seek Prophecy later on. I mean, I don't actually have to immediately kill that thing. The only thing I need to immediately kill is Banish Companion because that thing has haste. Every other 1-drop in their deck doesn't have haste. So I could just bank on them not having Banish Companion as their opener, and then that means that doing turn 1 Seek Prophecy isn't that bad. I mean, that definitely sets me up better for next turn because then I'm not forced to fetch red early. Well, I mean, this thing's fetching red anyways. They're going down to 5. Okay, that's good for me because that lets me be more able to 1-for-1 them. If they keep that, sure. I think I'm happier opening on Void Flare then if they go down to 5 because then I can. So then Void Flaring them is more reliable. Reliable at just running them out of resources. Do they open on Banish Companion? No, they're going to. Yeah, I guess that is something they can do. But that's also fine because now I can just wait on the Void Flare. So I think this is always fetching Mountain because I literally don't have any other fetch targets. So I might as well fetch first to prevent Seek Prophecy from flipping over Mountain. I guess I'm taking Monkey Shines because I don't need anything else. None of the other cards are good for me right now. And then I hope to Void Flare wherever they play. Hopefully it's not the 3-3. That'd be really bad for me. How do I even deal with the 3-3 if they have it? Yeah. Alright, I actually don't have Wanderlust for the next few turns either because I have a duplicate island. It's a spell only, okay. Until during their next turn. I mean, I took 6 from it, so it's not great, but at least it flipped its own. It flipped its own removal. But also, I'm wasting more mana by passing here because So I guess next turn I do Fire Rager, hold up Void Flare, and hope that they can't burn me out from this range. They only have 5 cards. They only open with 5 cards, so I just hope that they run out of resources before I run out of answers. That does get me to Zirrktide, like the turn after next turn, so that's pretty good. Anyways, let's start with Monkey Shines. I do want more Fire Ragers, but I also need more counter spells. Okay, so am I worried about a second hero to Humble? If I'm worried about that, then I should top everything. If I'm not, then I should just I should bin everything so I get to Zirrktide faster. Well, if I bin the other Fire Rager, I literally can't deal with the second hero of the Humble. Okay, so what if they don't have another hero in hand? Fire Rager still deals with any other creatures they could have. They might not have more creatures in hand because of the way they've been playing. Am I banking on them not having a second hero of the Humble? Because like if they don't have any creatures left, then Fire Eraser. Do I need to do it this turn? Yeah, it's during their next turn. So if I top this, what am I looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly in graveyard. I can't get Zirrktide down next turn if I top both of these guys. But you know what? I'm just going to bank on them not having a second herald, and I'm going to bin these 2 guys again. Consider. Sure, I guess that's something I can play if they don't play anything removable next turn. Yeah. Actually, Magma Torrent also makes 43 deal 3 damage, so if they have Herald the Humble, I guess I can still remove it. Like, it's not great, but I can still remove it later. I just have to play this tapped, kill the Herald, and then slam Zirrktide, and then start plussing it to try to take over the game. So now I'm digging for counter spells, because once Zirrktide lands, I'm pretty safe from creature attacks on the board or on the ground. I don't think my opponent can deal with a 2/2 every turn. Okay, Prescience. I think I Prescience and bounce. I think I Zirrktide and bounce that then, because that prevent. Or actually, no, I can wait a turn before I bounce that because they can't do anything about the Prescience right now. I guess unless they spend their entire turn killing the Zirrktide, in which case that's still reasonably good for me. Seek Prophecy is not useful right now. Another consider. Okay. So the question here is, do I immediately bounce the Prescience or do I let it stick around for a turn and possibly let Zirrktide get killed so that it can't be bounced anymore? Like, I have to play out Zirrktide this turn, right? Do I have an alternative option? I can consider first. Yeah, I should consider first to see what I dig into. Void Flare? That's actually not helpful right now because I need counter spells more than I need anything else. That's also not helpful. That is a lot of lands. I want Void Flare enabled, which suggests that I should Magma Torrent. I can also just Zirrktide plus, and then if they throw 2 burn spells at it, then that's quite bad for me because they get to take up Prescience twice. I could just bounce Prescience. No, the way that I've tapped out means I can't Magma Torrent tap this turn. Am I actually running out of gas here? Okay, so alternatively, I just don't do anything this turn. Or I play Magma Torrent tap to keep up Void Flare. I take 2 they throw 3 burn spells at my face. They take up Prescience twice. I play out next turn. I play out Zirrktide and bounce it. What does holding Zirrat actually get me here? It prevents the blowout situation of them just throwing burn spells at Zirrat and then playing Prescience and then me not having anything else left over. No, I think I just want to get Zirrat down and start plussing it as much as possible. And if they throw 2 burn spells at it, then I'm happy because it ate up 6 damage, and then hopefully Prescience doesn't flip. No, I need Prescience bounced. So then I'm like, play down Zirrat, bounce that. They throw 1 burn spell at it, it eats up 3 damage. Or they play Prescience back down and then play another thing, and then they... Okay, I think either ways it's like just bad for me. I think I just do this and pass. I want to get Zirrat down like after Prescience is charged up a bit. Maybe they get greedy and then start playing down some creatures, or play down a creature and then I can void clear that. Yeah, like that. Okay, kill that. I'm down to 12, which means I'm dead to 4 burn spells. Do they have any follow-up? Like, if they would have any follow-up, they should... Okay, yeah. So now I feel pretty safe about Zirrat and doing Zirrat plus bounce, because that really slows them down. That basically slows them down by an entire turn, and I'm like reasonably happy with that outcome. Okay, please draw something useful. Zirrat bounce can still find me something useful. Okay, well, should I main phase this? What can I possibly draw if I main phase this? Not sure, but I should just do that. Okay, Accomplice is not a counter spell, but I think it's like at least somewhat helpful. Like Zirrat probably gets killed here. How do I deal with How do I deal with the when Prescience comes down again? Because I can't deal with that. I mean, I delayed them by a turn, so I still have some time before figuring out what to do with that. If I've been Accomplice and top deck another land, it's extremely bad for me. At least Accomplice is like kind of guaranteed that it does something, even if it doesn't do that much. Yeah, I think I'll draw it, I guess. It also prevents random hasty guys from just straight up swinging through and killing me. Actually, maybe I should have gone. Maybe I should use the rail line to like trigger or to bounce, so that I can save the rail lines to get more antithesis triggers in the future. Oh, there we go. That's Loser Mind, and I don't want more Magmactorns because they're tapped and they make me lose life if I don't want them to be tapped. If they don't find another land, then they have to take up their entire turn to replay Prescience, and that's good for me because then they leave these guys around. Okay, they are just spending their entire turn replaying Prescience. Yeah, that's fine. That's really good actually, because so now I just have to find... Oh, never mind. They're not triggering Prescience because I guess they can't with that. Okay, good. That's really good. I think I'm finally going to start stabilizing. I just need to draw into some lands and I need to draw into some counter spells and I should be pretty happy. Monkey Shines doesn't do enough. I should just lose your mind first, or do I Monkey Shines first or lose your mind first? I don't think it really matters. I mean, lose your mind is instant. I can just hold it until next turn. Yeah, I'll Monkey Shines first. Anyways, Soul Pierce is not useful. Austere Instructor will win the game in short order. But like, so what? They can push 6 damage max next turn against an undefended board. I just want counter spells right now, right? If I can counter their thing, I can also prevent Storm Surge from doing anything this turn. But also, look, Austere Instructor just wins the game in short order, and I think I do want to get the clock on. Then, so what? Like, they shoot me for 6 in the face next turn at max, and then I top deck. Let's say I draw into some counter spells. I still don't win the game fast enough for Prescience still ends up doing stuff for them. And also, I still have this Soul Pierce on top of my deck that I don't want. Yeah, I don't think I can afford to have this many dead cards in my... Oh, well, that's bad. Whatever. Maybe Antithesis Accomplice draws me into something? Or no, I think I should just main phase Lose Your Mind at this point. And I also sequenced this incorrectly. I should have done this first, so... Oh. Well, that's convenient. I just bounce Prescience now. Although, I'm still, like, not super happy with this outcome, but... Because I still have this many rail lines in hand, but, I mean, that is a second Zirrat, so... That does prevent... I mean, Zirrat still dies after that, though. No, I have follow-up. I have the Lose Your Mind in graveyard now, so I don't have a dead hand anymore. Actually, since I don't need to bounce Prescience right away, yeah, I can wait a turn on bouncing Prescience, so I guess I just hold Lose Your Mind. Okay, got Austere Instructor. Well, yeah, I just hold up the Lose Your Mind from graveyard, and hope that they don't try to burn me out here. I mean, I don't think they can burn me out, but... okay, sure. I guess that they could just do nothing. I mean, that's also something they could do. Okay, there we go, finally. Found a counterspell. So now, like, I'm in a much better spot because I can actually counter what my opponent wants to do. Do I have any fetch targets left? I do, but I don't want to lose life off the Wayfarer Shrine, so that's probably getting bottom from Antithesis. I should always plus this first because that's the only thing I can do with this Zirrat right now. It's being first because I can't push more damage with my current board state. And then go austere instructor, and then rail line, bouncing mountain, generating the token, and then replay the mountain, and then pass the turn with counterspell backup now. And I guess, yeah, I'll just throw a void threat face end of turn if my opponent doesn't do anything else, so that I can get another austere instructor trigger. Banish companion, okay. I think I'm supposed to counter that because that prevents the storm surge from going off. Yeah, sure. And that also gets austere instructor trigger. Cool. So then nothing I can do end of turn. Not that I need to do anything end of turn. And I think I just bounce impressions again. Like I don't need Zirrat to be plussing anymore. Or I could just play the other Zirrat out now. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the antithesis trigger. Oh well, whatever. I think I'll open on Lose Your Mind. Draw 2. How much damage can I push here? Yeah, whatever. So bounce these guys. Actually, no, these should be at 3/3 right now. Sure, I'll bounce that. Alright, cool. I guess that went better than I expected. I guess, yeah, they did horribly misplay that turn by orchestrating, by playing out Prescience first and then orchestrating Storm Surge. If they sequenced it other ways, Prescience would have one counter on it, which means that I would be forced to bounce it, right? Like, what was it? This turn? I think it was this turn. Yeah, so then this would have one counter on it, and I guess Zirrat would be dead. Or I assume they're pointing. They could have also pointed it at me. It doesn't really actually change anything because I ended up drawing into another Zirrat. I guess if they had if this thing had a counter on, I would be forced to Zirrat minus immediately this turn, which would mean that I wouldn't be able to. No, it wouldn't have changed anything. So then they top that mountain, so that Zirrat would still be at 1 loyalty, and then after that I just got what I needed to draw. So yeah, I don't think this is meant to be a good matchup, but I just got pretty lucky in all my games because my opponent didn't get the right mix of spells and lands, and yeah.